Buzz, buzz, babies.
What's up, you mother buzzing nerds? Oh, everybody thought I wasn't going to go live today, self-included, but why not? Why not, right? You got to do something. I also got some cool stuff happen today that I'm going to, announce or whatever, I guess. I don't know. We'll find out. It's going to be an interesting show. Shout out to Matt Harding, though, because he was like, screw you, Blake. You messed up my schedule. No, he was he was very sorry. No one thought I was going to go live tonight, so Matt went out. But Matt Harding's going to be here next week to talk about a very cool book he's got out, which is great. We got some cool guests tonight, though. We're going to have some cool books to talk about. But first, we have to do some advertisements, right? So let's get this go. Oh my God, I'm already messed up. There's Negative Burns not live anymore, and I don't even work there. We don't need to. We can't read that advertise. All right, tonight's show is sponsored by Michael Gecko Adams, who has a new series, Hero, out from Keen Spot to keep up with what he's got going on and trust in the buzz. You want to keep up with what he's got going on? Get on over to geckoadams.com and tell your shops put Hero on your pull list. If for some reason they can't do it, there's a link in the description. You can get it from the Keen Spot shop. Check that out yourself. It's very fun, all ages. If you got little readers, it's great for them, but there's wonderful art, wonderful laughs, wonderful times. Who's talking in the comments? John Westoff. He's in the green room. That's crazy. By the way, we're streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on Instagram. We're streaming on YouTube because I'm Fancy Pants McGee over here. Just kidding. My name is Blake Morgan. All right. You know what? We don't have no, we're not. I'm just going to talk about the sexy smut book I'm running instead of doing like an advertisement. Because I'm running a sexy. It's called Sold to the Berserkers. We'll talk about it later. I've had a day. I can't believe it's been Wednesday. This week feels like a year. I was supposed to be getting ready to leave for Chicago. But I won't lie. I was worried about Chicago for a lot of reasons, which I'm not going to get into because some are personal, but the Reed Pop stuff was weird. All that weird news and stuff. And I kept hearing people talk like they were going to address that, and it never got addressed. And that is why Planet Comic-Con is popping this year, because a lot of people are coming to Kansas City instead of going to Chicago, which is pretty cool. It also might be because RTSA is privatized and there's no ICE agents there too. Anyway, ICE is the reason for a lot of stuff, and it melts and it's a piece of shit. So fuck it, right? Oh, well, can't be monetized. I said the F word in 3 minutes. I'm sorry. I lost all our money and I just quit my job. We're doing it. We're doing it, folks. But yeah, anyway, so Kansas City is going to be popping, and I may not be in Chicago, but everybody that's there, I hope you travel safe. I hope you get there safe, and I hope you eat a lot of delicious hot dogs and big, giant, weird pizza. But I am going to be at Planet Comic-Con all weekend. Oh, thank you. That's not the one I meant to hit. I wanted that one. Oh, man. Anyway, I'm going to be at Planet Comic-Con all weekend, hanging out with Mike. You know what? I'm hanging out with Kansas City and the community. That's who I'm going to hang out with. But I'll also be working Mike Kingston's booth and and helping him so he can go pee, take a little tinkle, and maybe get something to eat and take a break. I'm gonna watch his table. I'm gonna run a booth at Planet Comic-Con for probably a short time. They don't let me do cool stuff for long. Anyway, let's bring out some guests. Oh God, thanks, Jay. Of course I'm running a live stream. I was not going to do it tonight. I was for many reasons, right? I've been emotional. I've been weird. I had the tummy rumbles. I didn't go live last week, which is another reason why I wanted to do it, because if you skip a week every now and then, it's one thing. You skip that and then you skip another. It's a rolling snowball of skip town, right? And I don't want to turn Blake's Buzz into skip town. But yeah, it makes me feel good to do this. I don't know if y'all knew this. So I've been doing it for like over 4 years. I like getting onto the mic and talking, and it's just, I get the good feels, I get to talk to some comic friends sometimes and learn about new books and steal people's good ideas and charge other people money to get those good ideas from me. That's how comic books work. Anyway, let's bring out some guests, shall we? Who are these people? All right, this guy, he's good. This guy's good, dude. He's good. He's a good chap. He's got Recon and the Wild Ones, a sci-fi horror one shot. It's on Kickstarter. Let's get him out of here, Mr. Sean Wood.
Appreciate it, Blake.
Yeah. Let's go. What's up, buddy?
I'm good.
Awesome.
I'm seeing the hot dog hat. I'm loving it.
This was thanks for bringing it up, Sean. I bought this for C2E2.
Oh, nice.
Because it was gonna be the deal of like find the guy in the hot dog hat and get Comic the Magazine from him, right? That's not gonna happen. But at Kansas City Planet Comic-Con, if anybody's listening, you can find the guy in a hot dog hat and get a fucking hug. I don't know, handshake, picture, whatever. I'll stick the camera in your face and ask weird questions. Not weird. We're not trying to get canceled here. Anyway,
comic related weird.
Yeah, yes, exactly. How's life? How's it feeling? You got 8 days left in the campaign. You broke 100 backers. You got coming up on 2,400. How are you feeling as a comic book creator these days? Hit you with the hard question.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I mean, it's a little slower than I expected for this time frame, but I mean, it's definitely been rolling the last couple of days. I think we've hit like close to 20, 25 backers in the last 2 days. When we had like a couple days before that, it was like nothing. It was dead. That's always a hard point. But yeah, we're trucking along now, and we're gonna keep on going to the finish line, right?
Hell yeah, you are, and you're gonna fun. Well, I was gonna say because you did my show, but I'm not that cocky. And though for a long time, I did have like 100% running streak, but because I met cool people and talked to like people that have been on Kickstarter for a long time, right? But like for a long time, I had like everybody who like had funded on the show. But even then, like I've had guys that you thought like they're like, oh my holy shit, like I thought they would fund, right? And then so it can happen. It can happen to anybody. Oh, is that BJ? Is that Comics Are Dope BJ in the house? What's up? Let's go, dude. Hope you're doing well. Always good to see you. And then Sean, you got some praise in the chat. JD says you've always been working hard. Glad to see him continue his journey. Same. I feel that. Speaking of a hard-working man doing a comic book journey, I'm just gonna bring him out real quick. This right here, he's taken over Kickstarter. Now he's taken over the direct market. He's a damn fine letterer, and he owns. Oh shit! What is your? Oh no! Oh, what is your? Fuck! Whoa! Here we go! It's the owner of Part-Time Comics, Mr. John Westhoff. Wow!
He got there eventually.
I always gotta flub one. I always gotta. You call me JD Flubber Pants because I always.
It's all right. We're not very memorable.
One of these. How you doing,
it's
John?
A stupid name for a stupid thing by stupid people.
It's not really part-time comics anymore. It's full-time, isn't it? Does it?
Sure seems like it. Judging by all these boxes.
I know that's crazy. Now you've had a cool journey yourself. The journey being the key word, right? You did a lot of stuff on Kickstarter. I've watched you. Back when Kevin and Will used to do the Midnight Hour. Yeah. Which, spoiler alert, I'm running Will's new campaign. Well, I'm running PR. Will's got a whole fucking team. He's ridiculous. I love him. But I'm pushing their launch party. I'm pushing to bring back the Midnight Hour for the thing to just like I think it would be amazing. Anyway, but I met you
when the world started taking a turn south,
right? When they quit, yeah, that's when comics. Diamond was running great when that show was going.
Right.
Anyway, oh wow, sorry, John. I didn't mean to offend. It's like John's like, you're talking about Diamond.
Pick my nose.
But yeah, so I met you back on that show, and you had Depowered was out, and it didn't fund on Kickstarter, and then you released it through your website and ended up raising enough money in pre-orders for it. And so like from meeting you on that, which I thought, I always think it's cool when a Kickstarter warrior picks themselves back up and won't let that defeat them. Cause I don't know what I would do. Like that would mess me. That would stir my cereal. Right. I don't know. That's not sane.
Well, there were definitely times in my career where it might've, but you do it enough times, you got to kind of learn to roll with it,
Yeah. And you did. You rolled with it, and not only did you attacked it in a different way, which was cool, and then it worked. But now I'm looking at you, and you've got Drumsticks of Doom releasing in comic book shops. Like it's like you're doing it. You're on the shelves, man.
5 years, and really, since 2009, I've been making comics, so it goes by fast, but it's been a long journey to find our way into the direct market. It's not always been easy, but somehow we ended up there, and we ended up there where we could sign on our own terms, control our book. So maybe the wait was worth it.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're chugging along, man, because you got great ideas and cool books, and I am a big fan of Drumsticks of Doom. So to have that one be the one that broke out, and you made the deal and got into the direct market and stuff, anyway, it's very cool to see. It's always watching like the people I've interviewed, and like I almost said the watching like the people we grew up with. I guess we did, though. Like a lot of us kind of grew up. Well, no, like you said, you've been doing this shit since like 2009. But like I feel like some people like I did grow up with in comics, right? Because like I started posting tweets on Twitter, like when Twitter was fun and nice, and you could like learn about comics on it.
Long ago.
So long, right? Like 5-6 years ago.
5 years is like 50 years. All the changes. We've had distributors go out of business that we thought never would. Social media's crashed that we thought never would.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's things are crazy. Oh, it's Gabe Yoakum in the house. That's one day, Mrs. I'm still here. It's all comics, man. This world's too small for us not to bump into each other somehow, some way. I feel like we need to break out into a Disney song right there, but I just don't have it in me. You got John posted a link. You got the new we'll bring up your I'm glad you did that, because I was going to ask you to send that. So can you send that in the private chat too, so I can bring up the campaign page? Hell yeah. All right. So it's not solid, Gareth. That's the point of the sane. Oh my God. I buy your books. Nobody listens. I'm just kidding. Thank you. I appreciate the validation always. All right, so let me copy and paste this little linky poo here and get that posted over here so we can share some Kickstarter pages. But yeah, so I always get accused of this, not accused, it's a justifiably factual statement that I don't always talk about the topics that my thumbnails say we're going to talk about. And that's fine. That's fine, because we're here to entertain, not to inform, sort of. Maybe one day we'll get there. But I do want to bring up the wet cereal in the room. That is, I quit my job, I quit a job. It was a big job though. It was a big job. And probably would have got a lot bigger. And we could spiral live on the air, but we're not going to do that. but there was cool stuff happening, and I did this before. At Metal Ninja Studios, I was running a whole design studio, and the way I got into comics, guys, was like, yeah, I'll figure that out. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, yep, okay, I get designer money now. People pay me to design stuff, and I've been using Canva. People like make fun of me. They're like, I can't believe you like do stuff for clients on Canva. I just got like Photoshop, and I'm like. Well, anyway, like all this stuff started, like I used to make like kind of neat social media. I have no formal training in anything other than like looking at stuff that I think looks cool. So, and it's just like all this stuff started happening, but and this is kind of Lori's fault. Lori and my old boss, Adam Freeman, because they were like, oh yeah, you just set up the Kickstarter page. And it was like there was a time in a campaign where, well, I was just cruising along, and then I was like, all right, well, it's time to get the graphics and stuff for the campaign. And we talked to the creator, and they were like, oh, I don't know how to do that. And then, so like, the first time I made like a full set of Kickstarter graphics, like the 3x2s, product images, everything, right? Wrote the campaign copy, all that stuff, was like days before a pretty big campaign went live. And so like, I said, yes, I'll figure that out. So, and that's how I got here. And I know I'm talking a lot. We got Oh, we got with K-pop. By the way, a lot of these people have great YouTube channels. K-pop's one of them. You should check her out. Kevin Rodatelli in the house. Excuse me. Kevin took the voice out of me. He took my breath away. That's what people say. They don't say they took the voice out of me. I got it with the cereal stirring, but the took the voice out of me, lost it. Kevin, I bragged today because I added up the last like 10 months of Kickstarters I've worked, which is about 8 or 9 campaigns. One of them was on Zoop. And I've helped raise $306,000. Kevin raised like $306,000 on Kickstarter in like 5 minutes. They did the SWAT cats, which I think capped at like 2 million or so. I don't know, man. Wow. That was bananas, dude. That was so cool to see. I love you. That's good people. He writes crazy comics, and then he just kind of started working in comics and took them over, which was pretty cool. Shout out to Cole. You did miss the hot dog talk, bud, because I talked about how I was supposed to be eating hot dogs in Chicago. Maybe I didn't talk about that yet. I don't know. There's a hot dog on my head though, so it's always kind of a hot dog talk now.
You want me to mail you a hot dog?
Yeah, let's go. That'd be sweet. All right. So yeah. Anyway, so I say yes to everything, and that is how I got into comics. That's how I got a job. I was hired as a social media helper, not even a social media manager. I was hired as someone to like help build hype around Kickstarter campaigns through social media, help a guy get followers and, and generate engagement. That's what I was hired for. I said yes. All of a sudden I'm running a design studio and I have final design approval before it goes to clients. Right. And I'm managing a team of designers. I'm managing all these ongoing projects. And I've never done any of this shit before. Okay.
So you heard the record scratch. I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Yeah, right. and eventually I got I had I had some anxiety issues and I made some mistakes. And so it's, you say all this yes and you take all this on and you don't keep up with it. And so like a good person does and learns from their mistakes, I did not. And that's what just happened again recently. And so yeah, that's why I had to leave. I had to leave that job. I put myself into a situation that I wasn't sure I could get out of, and it was like escalating, right? There wasn't it wouldn't be like, oh, if we get through this week, it'll calm down. It never calms down. It never, like, there's always like more deadlines, especially if there's a magazine next month, there's another magazine. Right. So things happen. And that's what I kind of wanted to talk about tonight, because this is what I struggle with. And I gave someone bad advice on Facebook the other night. I said, someone was talking about how to get into comics and I left a comment and I was like, there's a lot of jobs in comics you can get that have nothing to do with writing or even editing or art. I guess graphic design does a little, but like not in the same sense as like an artist drawing interior pages and covers. And so there's all these jobs, and especially production and fun jobs, right? Jobs that like send you to California to go to Comics Pro, jobs that would almost send you to Chicago, right? So there's cool things you can do in comics, but I said to this guy, I was like, if you're looking at outside of the art and writing and creating, like there's a lot of stuff you can do. And my advice is to, when someone asks you to do something, even if you don't know how to do it, say yes and figure it out. And I realized that, like, though that got me far, I did not know how to shut it off. Right. Like I didn't know how to like stop the snowball from rolling. I was scared. I'm sure you guys know this. Like, you're scared to say no. You get tapped out and someone offers you something cool and do you say no or what if they never ask again, right. And so I still have that fear. And even with the decisions I've made recently. Right. But like, what's your guys's experience been? Cause this is it's a competitive. We say that comics is a community, and it is. It's a loving community, and we take care of each other. And like, I could cry about all the niceness I got from just the messages and people worried about me and stuff. Like, that was cool. We do take care of each other, but it's competitive in the sense that there's a lot of books out all the time. On Kickstarter, there's a lot of books out all the time. We all make the joke when we talk about, we say it every time, like someone always comes on it. No, you had a campaign live. Like, it is impossible to defeat that scenario, so like, you guys have been here, you've been fighting for it. And Sean, you've done several books, John, the same. What was your moment? Like, what was your, I took on too much moment. I'm curious. Sean, let's start with you. If you say you don't have one, you have to leave the show.
No, everybody has one. They just don't always talk about it, of course. They always say that everything's hunky-dory and keep on moving on, kind of thing. But I would say last year got a little rough at one point. Personal things happen while you're live with campaigns, and you don't go into details or anything. You're just chugging along. Like last year when I was doing the first Recon campaign, that was last March, so about a year ago. And I did, I think, 22 podcasts in 30 days because I needed the funds, so I needed to do as much as I possibly could to get it out there because it costs more. That particular book costs more than my other books. So I need to continue on with this story because it's in my head. I need to get it out on print. And it just so happened that when I was going live with the campaign this same day, something happened at work. I've told some creators, but there was actually my coworker, like 30 minutes after I went live with Recon, my coworker died at work. He had a heart attack, and I had to call 911, and all this stuff happened, and it got real fast. And then I had to go on all these podcasts to act, hunky dory the whole time, and also the emotions, highs and lows of Kickstarter and everything. And you have good days, you have bad days. People drop. People all of a sudden are like shooting it through the roof and everything. And it gets real fast when that kind of thing happens. It came out of the blue or whatever. And so that was a weird time. And then at the same time I started doing, I had artists doing anthologies for me. So I have 2 anthologies coming out this year. So they started doing the anthology work. I was also doing the Fog Within, getting the art done for that while I'm live with Recon. And I was trying to also write at the same time, doing all those things, just to keep my mind distracted and stuff. Because that's why I started writing in the first place, was a distraction of some, real things like work stressing me out or whatever. I need that fantasy life that I can bring to life in my own brain, and then get it out with art with my teams. And it got real crazy. And but I pushed through, and everything worked out. It was my best campaign yet. We did 5,000. We did 200 backers. It was awesome. So the end result was great, but the emotional toll, the highs and lows of just Kickstarter in general, and adding that on top of it, and everything else that I was trying to do at the same time gets a little nuts sometimes. So yeah. So it's not everybody's story, but when something like that happens, it gets a little nuts.
Were you close with the guy?
Yeah, so he was I'm a branch manager with a paint company. And we've been together for 7 years. He was my assistant for 7 years. So it was pretty crazy. Wow. I had to tell his wife and all this stuff. It got real into the weeds with all that stuff. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. So like, I'm just not allowed to complain anymore. All right. That's fuck.
I didn't even mean to bring that up either. I wasn't going to bring it, but
I'm so glad you did. That's man. So we're gonna go into this, because first of all, just doing that many interviews is intense, right? Like they're exhausting. You get in your head, you worry about repeating stuff. You get you worry about, especially when you're being interviewed, you want to like be cool, and you want to make your book sound cool. You don't want to be like, you don't want to like get on a mic and eat shit and be like, I guess we'll all take pity buys for our books, but you want to get on the mic, you want to sound cool, you want your book to sound cool, and so but that like amplifies the possible failure, like the more interviews you do, especially like when you stack them up like that, and then also like scheduling them, just you're doing that yourself. So like, how do you let's focus on just that part, all those interviews, scheduling it, you know, while you're working, you're living, you're doing stuff. How do you compartmentalize and schedule that stuff to not totally like mess up your life? Like you gotta, that's a function that I would like to know. If you could teach me how to do that, so that again, I could repurpose this and sell it to clients that pay me money, that would be wonderful.
Right, exactly. Yep. Well, I mean, one of the big things, like you actually, I think you posted today or yesterday, just saying, making notes, checking off lists. I mean, just doing one small thing at a time, knowing I have to do all these things eventually, but also I had time. So we did the art and everything for Recon, and it was done by the end of December of last year. And so I had a couple of months to prepare for this campaign, to put it out there for like, I don't know, John saw it. He commented before, like 2 or 3 months, like constantly every day talking about it in different ways. And so like every day I had something I needed to get accomplished, something small, sometimes something big, doing the Kickstarter campaign, like putting it together at night while I'm with my wife, you know, and everything. And then during the day while I'm doing my work, my day job, I'm thinking about what things I need to do that night, or send an email at lunch, or, you know, whatever. So like just scheduling the podcast part, I mean, you typically have to do that for a lot of guys. You have to do it for like 3 months ahead of time, 2 months, you know, whatever. So you got to make sure you know who you want to talk to well before you're even reaching out. And when you have, you know, stuff to send and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, it definitely, if I had to do it really quick, none of that would have happened. The campaign wouldn't have worked. I would have, wouldn't have been able to do any of it. But I had like 2 or 3 months really to push everything out and just organize everything how I wanted to send it all. So,
wow. See, I don't know if y'all know this about me. I'm pretty open about it, but I'm a fucking hot mess clusterfuck, and I don't know how I survive most days. Like I have to do and task lists that are now they're not so intense because I got rid of all of them. But like there were some days where I would be like, oh shit, I have too much to do, I got to make a list, and I would make a list and cry. I am not even joking. Like I would break down at the desk and like do that little kind of height, like, yeah, I was just like, no, I'm just like, no. And then you sit there for a little bit and you're like, you don't even know where to start. And then you realize like you waste like an hour and a half. That happened a lot more than I'd like to admit. So like, let's just see what some comments say. I got a little too real. I'm sorry, but that was again, one of the reasons why I had to kind of switch up the environment. All right. So we got some hot dog talk. Hey, Tommy, Tommy is one of whatever comes like from my experience in the last few months in the industry. Like I left with so many positive experience, and meeting Tommy is one of them. As this dude he's a retailer and he loves books. And he loves the right things, and he's really good people. I got to meet him in California.
It's more than just pickles, Tommy. Okay, peppers. I only eat mine with ketchup and mustard.
Oh, you don't do the because there's the weird.
I don't need the salad on my hot dog. I want to taste the hot dog.
Yeah,
you can't even taste the hog anus.
All right, so we're going with hot dogs. Cole, I hope you're still here. We're going with hot dogs. Kevin says he wasn't planning to raise that much. He just wanted enough money to buy hot dogs. He doesn't care about Michelin star meals. Just kind of spinning out though. I wonder if there's got to be Michelin star hot dogs out there somewhere. Right? Some chef got a bug up his ass and was like, I'm gonna make the best goddamn hot dog in the world. And I bet it's good. I bet it's absolutely wonderful. Wednesday poll in the house. Oh man, you say hot dogs, all the good people come out. It's funny. I think I told this story live, but part of podcasting and stuff is you tell the same stories all the time. But like I was really, really thinking of rebranding to something hot dogs, right? Or like I'm still kind of thinking of having someone draw me like a bee eating a hot dog, or like something I can kind of use. That was when we had money and employment. So we're not commissioning art anymore, but it was an idea. But so like But I was like, man, I love hot dogs. If we're gonna be honest, I probably love cheeseburgers more. Like once I learn how to make good smash burgers, like I'll eat smash burgers till I would probably die if there was like an infinite supply of smash burgers and chocolate milk in my house. Like you would probably find me dead. I'd be like the big dude in Seven. The guy makes him eat all this spaghetti and he eats till he blows up, except no one would have a gun to my head. It would just be me in my kitchen drinking chocolate milk, eating cheeseburgers. It's not like I've thought of anyway. It's a good movie. You guys should check it out if you haven't seen it. I have no idea what I was talking about. Oh, I kind of like smash burgers more than hot dogs, but I was thinking about rebranding to like glizz baby, like who knows, right? But like something stupid, like totally going on the hot dog thing, because it kind of took over. But when I went to California and Comics Pro, like a couple people like watched my show and knew me, and I had my Love More Hate Comics sweater on a couple days, and people were like, oh well, Blake's buzz, and I was like, that was crazy, because I'm not like, this channel has 630 followers. Okay, I should not be like recognized in public level of cool, but I guess when you're at the right places,
it's a small community, sir.
It is. Comics is a small world.
And bluesy enthusiasts.
Yeah, it's
crossover is 100%.
Like it's like that, like comics and wrestling, comics and hot dogs. I like that. That's good, John. All right. Sorry, Dan. I brought you up to say hi, and then I just took you away. Dan's another guy. You guys should follow Dan. Always posting comic calls, talking about cool books he's reading. Sometimes talking to cool professionals. What is this?
I posted the Michelin star hot dog.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
The Mark Hotel, Jean Georges von Giertzen offers upscale hot dogs for about $6 a piece. I figured they'd be.
There's also ones in San Francisco and London, so get you some.
Man, maybe
get your show on the road.
One day, oh yeah, I should smash a burger. I smash a couple burgers. Yeah, I think I'm with you, Dan. They kind of pair well, though. One of the reasons I'm a wide boy is that I always liked at like barbecues and stuff. I always had to have like a hot dog and a cheeseburger. I had to have both.
Dangerous combination.
Yeah, I could never choose. I was like, I love a crusty, burnt, charred barbecue hot dog, right? And then and I love like a nice cheeseburger, good cheeseburger. So just like boom, 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 bam, boom. All right, so bye. I was trying to ask you a question. What's one of yours? Because I mean, you had a scare recently in the move into the direct market. You got shaken up a little bit, right? So what was if you want to, you don't have to talk about that, but what was one of your like, oops, I took on too much in the comic book world?
I think I've mentioned it with you before, but when I first started on comics, longtime collaborator, great friend of mine, Bob Ornelas, he had a comic company that he just kind of printed his small press stuff through, and we kind of teamed up, and we for about 10 years we worked together, and that for me was really 10 years into that. I kind of got burnt out, and that was before I restarted with Part-Time Comics. But to me, and nobody ever really made me feel this way. We had some awesome collaborators, amazing friends, but we tried to publish other people's books. And if you really want to burn yourself out in this industry, that's what I would recommend for you, because, and again, my most of them were friends and none of them put pressure on us, but I just felt like every time I would launch a book and we would only sell, 16 copies of their book, or I would go to a convention and we wouldn't move any product. Like, I felt that pressure on myself because I wanted them to succeed. I wanted to come back to them and say, oh, we had 300 backers and, you're getting all this money. And it just, it just wore on me after a while, and it ended up with me quitting for a while. But I also have a somewhat similar story to Sean's. What my first published book when I decided to be a publisher was an anthology, and it was a great experience. But my mother-in-law passed away right as the book was coming out, right before my son was born. And that was a moment where I was like, you got to focus on family and why am I doing this? But you know what? I also utilize that to say, this is something positive for the community. This is something I want to do. No one in the community put pressure on me. I was the one who was supposed to be putting it together, mailing it out. I could have been delayed it. But I utilized that to say, okay, you know what? This unfortunate thing has happened, but if I can kind of get through that, I think I can survive kind of the ups and downs, of the comic industry. But I'm also fortunate in that I don't have to do it for my income, right? So I'm gainfully employed. My wife is gainfully employed. So I get to do this quote unquote part-time, as I name the company later. But I still fall into those pitfall traps. You're right, Blake. It's not a purposely competitive environment. People aren't, not a lot of people, some people are, but by and large, everyone's cheering each other on, but there's certain pressure that's on you. Like, I haven't put out a book in 3 months, or I'm behind on this project I said was going to be out. There's kind of these natural pressures that come with it that make it more than just a hobby, right? Because now you have people giving you money and putting, now I have direct market dates I have to hit that I'm not hitting. So they do creep up once in a while, but I feel like I'm a little better about rolling with them and then putting up the right stops when I say, okay, this is too much. If there's a year I took on too much anthology work and then my books are getting delayed, then I need to kind of put up those barriers. So you do kind of build up some ability to work around it, but you also have to be honest with yourself, right? If it's just that type of environment is not healthy for you, you can't stop, then you do have to do exactly what you did and say, the ultimate barrier is to step away and say, I need something healthier for myself, for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in that.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
You'll
That's
find
good,
what
dude.
works for you in the industry. Again, I feel for those who don't have the ability to step away, right? They do this 100% for a living, and it's very tough because you're right. Every time you're not drawing, you're saying, I'm not producing enough. I could be doing another print for that convention, or I could be writing more pages. And it's just kind of always that natural pressure,
Yeah. Well, so like, I have to find something. So I have like a month. So like, cause I took a risk of like, it was a dumb risk, but like I get a little bonus if the smut book hits 50K. And so I'm banking on this bonus possibly happening, and that Kickstarter payout, which is like 5 or 6 weeks away. And then I'm like, if this happens, I might be okay for a while. Like, but I'll get like a nice little chunk. Even if I don't I'll still be okay for a second. But yeah, I have family to kind of help. Because I'm a mooch, and so like I don't own property. But yeah, that was why I was able to do what I do. And I'm on, fuck it, I'll toot my own horn. I woke up today. It's not really a job offer, but like someone asked me to send them like basically like a resume of my Kickstarter work over the last few months. And they're cool and I like them. I know them. So yeah, that was nice. So that, I was talking to the green room a little bit, and it was, I woke up. I don't know. Like I still am like, should I get an outside industry job for health insurance and stuff? Like that's still like in my mind. But I don't know. Like I woke up today to people being like, "Oh, are you available?" So I was like, "Huh."
Here we go again.
So, yeah, like, God, all right, So, anyways, we'll see.
That's tough. And there's a lot in this world, especially in this industry, right? Chase your dreams, do this. It's not punk rock, to get a corporate job, but the world is also, dissolving on itself and crushing us under its weight. So sometimes it's punk rock to take care of yourself the best way you can. And sometimes that's a 40-hour-a-week job, and then find your place. So what if you're not in a touring band? If you and your band play once a month or you practice, you're still in a band, you're still making music. And comics is the same way, right?
Yeah.
You might find it's better for you. Cause for me, I know I couldn't step away from my job and feel like I could do this 40 to 60 hours a week and get the fulfillment I get out of it from doing it part-time. And sometimes we get to that point. I don't know you well enough to say that, but don't feel shame in having to crawl back to the the corporate teat. We all kind of do it when life demands it,
Yeah. Crawl back to the corporate teat. That's it. Now that you made it sound exciting, let's go. Let's hit up my buddy and be like, give me that progressive referral. The only thing I thought was cool, I have a cousin who just lost her job, and none of my family has like college degrees and stuff. And I have an English writing degree, right? So it's a fucking useless degree, but like, oh my God, my brain just keeps shutting down. You got this is why I wasn't going to go live, because I'm a distracted little hummingbird who's like, thoughts, let's chase them. But my cousin lost her job and she's trying to find work right now. And basically what everyone's finding is like the job market is going back to looking for degrees and certifications and shit that no one has cared about recently, which is interesting because like I've spent many years being like, God, why did I go to college? My sister dropped out of she might have finished her associates. I don't remember. But anyway, it just wasn't. My family also didn't push it with my sister. Like when I grew up, you did go to college. You graduated high school and you went to college or you were a loser. Like that was, you know, like the good kids go to college. I'm not trying to talk shit, right? That was just what was preached at us from like teachers and parents and our schools and stuff. So, you know, like I felt like I had to go to college anyway. So I have a college degree. I have team lead experience. I have project lead experience. I have management experience. You know, I've branding experience. I'm not the best marketer. I will say that, like, you know, but like I can come up with some good ideas and, you know, if the campaign's not moving, I can help, you know, like there's cover drops and silly stuff, you know, I mean, like there's tons of stuff you can, you know, I know things to help make movement and engagement. And so I know a little bit about marketing, but anyways, I have like I could stack my resume, right? And I could probably get a too good for me white man job, which is interesting. It's like, man, now I'm thinking of that. Maybe I should do that. Like, maybe I should do anyway. But by the way, Pat Shan popped in. Thank you, man, Pat. Also check out Pat and Space Between, making amazing indie comics all the time. And I believe he's got a Kickstarter going almost every month. He's probably got something cool live going over there. Right, and Punk Rock Chris says none of us are making him feel good about tonight's launch. Drop that link in the comments if you're still out there, buddy. I'll pull it up
live. I was on with them earlier.
Pull it up. Oh, nice. Let's Chris. I said Chris. Chris isn't here. Chris is in the comments. I'm trying to share a screen and talk simultaneously, and I can't do it. So we're gonna share the screen. This is all right. Recon and the Wild Ones. All right, Sean. While I bring up your Kickstarter page, pitch us Recon and the Wild One, and because I love the art, but like let the audience know what the book is about. And by the way, folks, if this sounds interesting and the Kickstarter page looks cool that we're about to bring up, there's a link in the show notes. Click it. You go support this comic book, because that's what we're about here. It's supporting any comics. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. You get the fuck out.
Monetization gone again.
Go get the fuck out. Right. Anyway, let's bring up this Kickstarter page. All right. I don't know what happened. Just now. I blacked out. All right.
It's all good. But
yeah. Right. Tell us about it.
Yeah, Recon and Little One and Recon and the Wild One is the new campaign. Those are the 2 one-shots in this universe. Basically, the easiest pitch for this book is robots versus zombies, and the robot is protecting my daughter, and she is the last girl on Earth with her stuffed bunny. Everyone loves that pitch when I've been doing cons. It's a cute thing, but also it's got that grittiness too with the zombies. Everybody likes robots versus zombies. It's always a cool, back and forth. And basically what I'm doing with this universe is I'm calling it the Recon universe. That is my robot. He's like a quirky Wally that can destroy some zombies pretty easily. He is the basis of this universe with my daughter and all of the issues, the one shots. There's gonna be different time periods. I'm gonna do 3 different time periods. They're basically 12 years apart for each one, and it's gonna tell a little bit of a different story. The whole idea where I came up with this book was basically I was talking to another creator. I was doing my other series, The Fog Within. I thought that was gonna be the only thing that I was gonna write, and he said, you have to think of another idea. Broaden your horizons. You want to write more. You just gotta just think it through. And I've been in Scott Snyder's writing class, and I still am. And he's a great teacher. And he always talks about bringing the emotion to your stories. So I said I want to do a book about protecting my daughter and what I want to do for her as a father. How can I do that in comic book form? And so it came to be with Recon is me and my son's kind of quirky attitude. Protecting my daughter as a 5-year-old or 6-year-old girl with her stuffed bunny. In the first issue, that was her. She is 5 years old with that stuffed bunny, and so that's how I showed the first one. The first one was the robot protecting the girl and trying to make it through, and it's a very emotional story. And then the second one shot is 12 years later. Now she is an adult. She is now considered the wild one. And basically, I know in the future when she becomes an adult or a young adult, that she will actually be the one protecting me in the future when I get older. And how she's going to be a fearless leader, strong and courageous. And she's the one that says, "Dad, watch me," and always jumping from high places and no fear ever, and super strong. So I want to show this issue as that she will be that in the future. And she doesn't necessarily read all the story or look at all the pages because it is a zombie book and she's 5. But what I show her of the book, she loves. And I've got the shirt with her kicking butt against the zombies, and that is her stuffed bunny too. It's a little more torn up in this second issue, just because over time and the apocalypse and everything, your stuffed animals aren't gonna really make it as well as they would nowadays. But yeah, and she's actually talking to the stuffed bunny. It's really the third main character in this one because she's been alone for a little while. Recon is not at the beginning of this book. He comes in a little bit later, and she has no one to talk to. So she has this psychosis thing going on of talking to the bunny. He has this little British accents there proper. And just when she doesn't have the strength, that she doesn't think she's confident about something, the bunny makes her confident in what she's doing. And she just keeps on chugging along, trying to do the mission, try to save Recon basically in this issue. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And if she doesn't get good grades in school, you tell you're going to write her out of the book.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Wait to see what happens, kid.
By the way, I totally forgot about Chappie until just now. Until reading I forgot. That's a great movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was really some of the bases. So he's kind of like fit like a Chappie, but like a linebacker. So a little bit bulkier, a little bit bigger, but he kind of has that quirkiness to him. And yeah, he can kick butt like Chappie. He has some like go-go gadget arms is what I call it. He's got a flamethrower, so Chappie doesn't have all that stuff. But yeah, it's still a pretty good comparison for sure.
That's awesome. Paperback Dan says Recon's one of the coolest looking indie books he's seen in recent years. Hey, Dad, he still hasn't read the first issue. He apologizes. Well, I guess at least you bought it. It sounds like you got it. So that's.
Oh yeah. Dan's cool. Been getting my books.
Plenty of time to read it. You can catch up now,
dude. That's one bummer. I'll say like since working like the last 4 years, I never get to read new books. I try one week I'll sit down. I'll be like, when the Image, because I still get some press emails and like, I'll read the new Image #1s like when they come in and it's like, oh nope, don't have time, gotta do. And then like I read all the time, like client books, like if I'm building a Kickstarter page, I read the comic several times looking for art to clip and kind of like getting into a vibe. Like I gotta like kind of read it and absorb it to make the Kickstarter page feel like because like you have to kind of read it.
That's the toughest part about being a comic fan is finding time to read the comics.
Yeah.
I think I read it. I think it was Mike Mignola a few years ago. I remember reading an article where he said, yeah, when you're creating, people always ask me what I'm reading and it's hard to find time. And I was like, oh, he's just an old man. He doesn't know. And then 15 years later, I have a stack. Like it's just like hundreds of comics. And I just keep buying them. I feel so bad,
I'm starting to go back and reading so I get Humble Bundles a lot, and I got the
digital because I just would not read it.
See, I do some. Well, I sort of read it because I also subscribe to like all the services, which I should probably cancel because I'm broke. But like I'm reading the Massive Verse, and I'm finally reading it, and because I remember like reading the first couple issues of Radiant Black, and I was like, okay, it's cool, but it like I don't know, it didn't grab me like everybody else, and I kind of remember like everybody talking about it, and then now there's the new animated the series coming out and of Radiant Black, and so anyway I got the Massive Verse Humble Bundle for $18, and I've been reading that, and it's like whoa shit. I'm reading Dragon Ball Z still slowly. I'm about to start Invincible again because I finally started watching the show. I've read about 30 issues, but I'd like to finish that, so I'm kind of going back and doing like old stuff that's like done that I can like, but even then, like I'll read, like, it's just, I read a couple and then I get distracted and then something else. I'm trying to read Dungeon Crawler Carl right now. So good. It's so good. I just want to find more time to read it. I love that stupid cat. I love that stupid cat. Oh, it makes me want a cat. I want a cat now.
It's impossible though, but you do. I think it's important. You know, you got to try to carve out some time, even if it's 30 minutes a day. But yeah, I have a stack that's about to bury me next to my bed.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you don't experience the media, especially as a creator, if you don't experience the medium. But as a marketer, as someone like as someone helping clients and stuff, you got to know what's out there. You got to keep in mind of what's going on. I would like to get one, Pat, but I don't think I have. Coco would like a cat because she's just a big chill, like sweet potato, basically. I just like squishing her. She's like a big marshmallow. She just like lays there. It doesn't anyway. But Bruce is nuts, and I was
gonna say he'd probably fling the kid across.
Yeah, I don't like, and so like I don't want to bring drama into the house. But anyway, I'm like, I know we're supposed to be talking about this book. Sorry, Sean. You guys know me. You risk it coming on this show. We'll get there, but the path is gonna snake. We're on a snake line path from point A to B, and
it's interesting.
Oh, I got some cool rewards. I like this. You've always had cool stickers on your campaign. It helps when you have dope art, right?
Yeah,
like the t-shirts and stuff. We got stretch goals. So let's get this funded, folks. Maybe get some cool extra stuff, cover stock. Ooh, an artist edition PDF. Ooh. I saw a post about this the other day about how PDF should be different than the print edition to like to kind of encourage people to get both in a way too, to make a couple extra bucks, but like to make I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the digital should be different or should it be the same?
I don't think so. You want people to get the physical book, but I think it's cool when people do like a deluxe edition or something, fun, like Sean's digital artist edition. That's fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I do the deluxe too. So with my deluxe, I try to put a little snippet about why I did this page, what my inspiration was, our collaboration, how we were talking about this particular page, and showing, of course, the pencils, inks, colors, and all that kind of stuff, just to add to it. Digital deluxe, that's always fun for me, and it always makes me think about more details of why I did something, and then I can bring that to the next book too.
Nice.
Yeah.
We got Chris.
We got a heckler in the audience.
Guys should check out Fueled by Weird. It's like, he says, why does Matt Harding look like John Westhoff?
I can be whoever you want, baby.
Yeah. Matt will be on next week. We had some miscommunication. Not miscommunication. No one thought I was going to go live today, and I almost didn't. Sean even messaged me. Sean was like, dude, don't worry about tonight.
Yeah,
and I was like,
literally every time I've been on the show, you've been like, can you do it last minute? I'm not to talk to you.
And then the one time I scheduled you, like when I had you scheduled that one time with it was you, Winston, and Matta, and like my computer crapped out, and like my road, like the drivers for my Roadcaster, like my fancy mixer and stuff, and like it all like quit working, and like a few minutes before the show, like I would get into StreamYard, everybody's like, I can't hear you. And anyway, I had to like stream from my laptop mic and speak. It was a mess. Anyway, I still feel bad about that. Thanks for bringing that up, John.
I actually forgot about that. Always something.
I know. Tommy says he reads a minimum of 20. Oh, well, yeah. Like as a retailer, you got to read them and pick out what the.
That's great. Not all retailers do though,
Yeah.
I'm busy. I try to read at least a little bit every night. Doesn't always happen.
Back matter in the fit. Nice. Well, so that's interesting, Tommy, because it seems that there's a nothing beats. Oh, yeah, that was good. And the camera dying. But there seems to be a switch of that to there are still, like on Kickstarter, usually with the deluxe editions, you get like a bonus like story, like a few pages to 10 pages or so that you didn't get, and like that's the trend on like nice releases, like compilations and stuff. but it's a lot of times, and I've even been a part of a couple campaigns, the digital deluxe edition gets some of the stuff that isn't included in the print edition, because especially on Kickstarter, you add 8 extra pages.
Yeah,
it all costs money.
Tommy said, I love bonus material in a book, but you're right. When you go from 32 pages to 40, that's a lot.
Yeah,
can't always do that, even in a trade. But yeah, digitally you can kind of throw it in there.
So yeah, it's and we've also done stuff where like we what am I trying to say? We had like QR codes and did like private interviews that were like listed privately on YouTube. You hit the QR code, it takes you. Cool. We thought it was cool too, and like 4 people watched the video because it's like you get very accurate stats on that.
Right.
And
don't check the stats. That was your first mistake.
Well, yeah, it's I wanted to.
No, I get you. Then you got to know if it's worth investing your time in. But
well, yeah, and it was kind of like my idea. And I wanted to be like, boss, look what I did. I did something nice. Don't they didn't. I was like, I'll fire you anyway. That was the old job. We don't talk about that. I tried to impress people. And we got 4 people to watch that video.
Well, anyway. it may take some time.
That would be weird if I looked at it again. It had like 100,000.
Right. I put QR codes for music in the books, and I'm not sure anybody clicks on them. Nobody's
All right, let's bring up John. While I'm bringing up your campaign here, let me know. Pitch us Drumsticks of Doom.
So the short pitch is: what if you were a heavy metal drummer and you were not strong enough to play drums anymore, so you wrote comics about it? No. The short pitch is, what if Black Sabbath, not the Beatles, became the most famous band in the world? Thus, the universe would be changed forever. Heavy metal would rule the earth. Our main character, Lana, finds a magical pair of drumsticks when she's thrust into a war to keep heavy metal on the top of the charts. It's Drumsticks of Doom. It's our flagship title. It's carries the whole company at this point. We're on the final arc, of course. The natural progression of a music comic would go, you get the band together in the first arc, you record the album in the second, and you go on tour in the third. So we are off on the tour, but who is going to make it through to the encore? You have to read it to find out.
So how many issues total are there?
There's 7 now. There will be 10 total.
Okay.
We had a rough estimate of 10 to 12 when we started, and I'm so glad Dan and I were able to, not all books get to spend this much time in the world, and I'm very grateful we're getting to the finale, and we're doing it all at once because we're psychotic and very stupid, and we don't have people like Blake who tell us this is probably a bad idea. So we're just doing it all at once and figuring out, it's nowhere near the funding that we need, but we got retail markets to get the books ready for. We got a Kickstarter, so I didn't want to come on Kickstarter 3 or 4 times this year when we have such a loyal fan base that comes back, almost for each and every book. So why not just give them the option to subscribe to it and get them all this year?
That is super interesting, dude, because you are simultaneously in the direct market now. So that is something to consider, that like, because your backers get this early. They're going to get, they're being the mass printings for the direct market are printed differently, right? You get like nicer covers and stuff you get your Kickstarter, your fancy stuff. I can't talk anyway. I'm a professional podcaster. But you get the nice cardstock and paperweight and stuff. And by the way, I keep trying to say, what is my mouse doing? Wes Easton said devil horns gesture. What's up, Wes? Wes is good people. You guys should watch Shopping for Superman. It's a good documentary. He let us also shout out to Wes. He sent us a link the last day of Comics Pro, and like after the presentations ended, and we loaded it up, and about 20 of us sat in the amphitheater and got to watch it. So that was really, thank you for sending that out. It was cool.
That was cool.
So yeah, I got to watch it for free, but it's worth paying for, or renting, or buy the hard copy. You can probably buy it from his web shop or something. Probably buy it from somewhere. I can assume you go, or you probably, I'll send you the torrent if you DM. It's a joke. That was a joke. Calm down. Calm down. All right. So, wow, we went on a rant again. So this idea of, partially funding and maybe like weighing that against like the future print runs that you're going to put in the direct market, that's an interesting thought process. where'd you come up with that? Because I've dealt with a couple people now where we're that wasn't really talked about. That wasn't really thought about.
Well, I was sitting on the toilet one day and I was like, you know
That's where
what?
the good thoughts happen.
Yeah, I mean, right? That's where all the important things happen. And I was like, how can I ruin my entire comics career instead of plunging into darkness? How can I torture myself for a whole month trying to get? I've never had a 5-figure campaign, so I'm definitely not amongst those people who, even after all these years, I've never had a $10,000 or more campaigns. But again, it's 3 issues. We usually do around $4,000 to $5,000 per issue. We do pretty well. We have, again, a very loyal, about 150 to 200 of the same backers come back for every issue. They want this book when it comes out. They want it first. They want to back the reward. So I just think, kind of thinking through all that, and you've seen, I've tried to do the last couple of years, like a subscription plan where they can get their shipping refunded, and that, we would have, 12 to 15 people take part in that. So I could tell people, we're interested in saying, hey, I want your books, but I'm happy to get them all at once and not have to keep, coming back so many times. So I've done this a few times, so it's kind of been a culmination, but this is the first time I've done multiple issues of the same book. So I am very interested to see what the response is.
Man, look at that. Look at that stack of metal. That's cool. That'd be a dope set. That was still this one of the reasons this series is special to me is because John sent me a metal #1. And it was the Maria Wolf cover, and I'm like obsessed with Maria Wolf. Like, I love her art. Like, I got to meet her, right? But before I ever met her, I just loved her art. And another creator that, like, you had to buy store exclusive variants for a while, and then all of a sudden, like, is just doing everything at Marvel, and now there's like doing some TMNT stuff, and she's amazing. And I got to meet her at Planet Comic-Con, and she had kind of known me because, like, a lot of indie people know me, and she'd heard of me. And anyway, I had Marcus on Naso, who I was supposed to get to meet him this weekend in Chicago. Anyway, but he's friends with her, and I was like, hey man, can you like ask Maria if she'd be cool to do an interview? Because she was like blowing up, and so he kind of did like the intro. Anyway, blah blah blah. I met her, and she has such a cool signature. So she signed the metal cover, and then we had someone take a picture of us like at Planet Comic-Con, and she was like, should we get a picture of us howling? And I was like, yeah. And then, like, so we're just like in the middle of Planet Comic-Con, and they're like, all these people are around us, and we're just like, ah! Like screaming, and all these people are like, what the hell? Like, and so anyway, just a cool
tie together with Drumsticks of Doom. I don't know if that's why she agreed, but her teacher when she was going to art school was Dan Doherty, the co-creator of
Whoa.
So yeah, they knew each other, and obviously I knew she puts her influences out. She's, into heavy metal and all that stuff, and obviously she's an insane artist. So I was like, you're from Chicago, I'm from Chicago, maybe she'll do it. She was so nice to do it, and obviously she insisted on having Mike Spicer color it. It's just was an amazing start for the series, and it's just one of my favorite things ever. And we actually only have one single metal cover left for this campaign, so we finally ran out of
shit.
Of those,
hey, chat, if you want to buy a metal issue #1 signed by Maria Wolf at Planet Comic-Con, I'll sell it to you for $250 right now.
Actually, I don't even have mine signed by her. I've met her several times since giving her copies of the book. I keep forgetting to bring mine to get signed.
I had such a huge stack when I met her, and she was just like, she's like, I'll sign all these. And then she did a remark for free. So she remarked, okay, all right, this is dope. I need to get it. I need to get my cool stuff out. But so she did a remark of her. She did an Echo cover. And so, like, she remarked and drew Echo, and David Mack was right across the aisle. And so Maria was like busy all day. And so she was like, Blake, I'm sorry. Like, she's like, I'm doing your remark. And I was like, you're doing it for free. You don't have to apologize. But it was like, everything was wrapping up and it was closing. And I wanted to get David Mack to sign it because it was Echo. Right. And it was like, he was like right across the aisle. And so he's like packing up his stuff. And so Maria like gets it done. And I was like blowing on it, like walking across the day. I was like, David, we signed one more. And he was like, oh, this is cool. And so he signed. So I have this like Echo cover signed by Maria, remarked by Maria, and signed by David Mack. And that's the magic of Planet Comic-Con, which I'll be at this weekend. Look for the guy in the hot dog hat. Also, we don't have this link in this description, but I will add it. And we do have it in the comments to check out John's Kickstarter. I like these custom Funkos, and you got Lego sets now too, or Lego figures.
Yeah, that's our base playing werewolf. We made some Legos. Those went fast, unfortunately. If you
really
were following, yeah, we my daughter and I painted the custom pops of little Lana there. Those went fast, but
that's cool. This is still my favorite thing.
I've always been kind of hesitant about like the tchotchkes and stuff, but it's just so funny to see what people are excited about, and you got to have some fun with it. So yeah,
they want them. It's still, there are some people who are like, I don't give a shit about the bookmarks and the stickers and the postcards. I get it, whatever. But like, there are a lot of people still that go to Kickstarter because they want a higher quality print book. They want to support the creator, of course. They like the community, but people like the knickknacks. They like the weird shit. They like, I mean, that's why, like, how many of these 8-legged freaks have you sold?
Not enough, I'll tell you that much. But
I was hoping you were going to be like
more than I thought.
Hundreds. I had my kids sewing them in the basement.
I wish they would have been cheaper to make. Damn kids can't even sew. No, but it's been fun. Like the stuff I try to make, I want it to be like part of the book, or in this case, my at the time 9-year-old daughter co-created Argyle the Arachnigator, and I don't just want to put it out just to kind of drum up money, but if it's a fun thing and something that I'll remember. I try to do stuff like that. And the metal covers, like, I thought those were the dumbest thing ever until I was walking past Brian Polito's table for Lady Death. Yeah, and I picked one up, and I'm like, this is cool. I have a metal comic. I should have metal covers.
Yeah,
right? Like, how fucking cool is this? And sure enough, when they come in the mail, you're like, this is the coolest thing ever.
They're cool, and what's crazy is they're not as expensive as you think they are.
No, they're not.
From a production standpoint. It's way more feasible for me. We've been pricing foil shit, and and especially like if you get like a foil cover and like white spot gloss it, which is basically where you'll mask a figure that won't be foil, and it'll be glossy and the foil will be behind it for, I'm not trying to mansplain to Sean and John. I'm just talking to people that might not know what that is out in the real world, but it's expensive as fuck, even for a print, for like a 5x7 print. Comic covers are even more expensive. Not every printer does them anymore, so you got to kind of go where you can and take the prices like what they say. You can make metal covers and sell them for like, you could buy metal covers and sell them for like 40 to 60, which is on the low end on Kickstarter, and still make money. Like, and like, if with like chromium and foil covers, I don't know, like, it's the production cost is so,
and I don't know why either. We did our first hollow foil last year, and it was like, I thought it was going to be a couple dollars more. It was expensive. I was like, damn.
Yeah, they fuck you. Fuck you. They fuck you on the foils. They fuck you on the cell phones. They fuck you on the student loans. I don't know. Anyway, let's all quit our jobs. Let's do that. No. All right. Fine. So who's coming with me moment? If that totally crashed.
Well, we all don't have multiple jobs like you. You've got plenty in the tank. You're working.
I've got a couple of freelance jobs. By the way, Matt Harding says, "Where's Matt Harding?" No, I love you, Matt. I'm very excited to talk about your book. It's very impressive what you did there. It's just a very cool. It's like a little. It's. I don't want to call it a zine. It's more than a zine, but it's like ash can sized, and it looks handcrafted. It looks like he drew every page and assembled it together, like just for you at home. And it's got these really cool like vellum overlays on the front and back cover that are anyway. It's a very, very awesome book, and we'll be talking about that next week. But yeah, right now we're talking about Drumsticks of Doom, which is third, like as John said, third arc's available. You can catch up with all that. You can get back issues. You can buy those metal ones. They're running out. There's gonna be a hot commodity. This is in the direct market now. This could very much be on like a top publisher list. We don't know what's going to happen around Christmas time. We don't know who's going to be on those top best of lists. Anything could happen, right? Buy those metal covers. Support indie comics. Do what you got to do. It has 15 foil. But yeah, no, I love that you do how you've like brought your family into this and the creation of Argyle, and I just think it's really cool. And I love a good stuffy. I love a good beanie. You're doing the merch. You're just doing all this cool stuff. You brought the drumsticks back.
The drumsticks are back this time in glowing in green. We did do a different color, but another thing that I just never thought somebody would want a drumstick signed by me, and they just went like so fast. So I was like, well, we'll do them again with a different color.
You got fans, man. Like, even Matt's Drumsticks to Doom is so good. One of a kind book. It's great. And I love that. I'm since getting into manga, I've very much changed I used to not like black and white comics. I used to get like, I was just like, why would we not want color? But the more and more I get into comics, the more I appreciate black and white. It's like wearing makeup. Like, colors do phenomenal things, right? And they can cover up dog shit. They can fix bad artistry. They can fix mistakes. They can change things. They can do lighting effects that like track your eye away from things you shouldn't look at. It's so cool what colors can do.
Absolutely.
But when you take that out of the equation and you're left with line art and inks, and it's just like you have like the weight of the ink is the depth that you control, right? And I don't know, there's a mastery there and a fine-tuned craft. Like you have to be like a fine-tuned craftsman to really pull that off. That's why you see artist editions sell for so much money in these big oversized editions, because it's amazing to see the line work of these icons.
And I was the same way. Most readers, most comics are in color and you kind of grow up. But once I read Walking Dead and some other ones, and like you said, a lot of manga is in black and white. I've definitely loved the medium. And part of the reason we made this decision is because one of the first books I read from Dan was a book called Bob Howard, Plumber of the Unknown, which was like a, supernatural humor book. But his art is just so striking in black and white that it's just like reading a book. It's almost like when your mind has to fill in like the sound and the images, it's different. And the same thing in comics, when you have to kind of fill in the color in your mind, it's just a different reading experience. And we talked about it. We've worked with tons of great colorists, Wesley Wong, Mike Spicer, all these people that are just wizards of coloring. And we've talked about maybe doing an edition in the future that's color, but I'm so glad that we made the decision, because I do think it just because it feels like a heavy metal book when it's in black and white,
It does have a vibe. Yeah. Like kind of a grungy, like we're going to a gig in like the basement of like a weird seedy bar, like it's just, there's a grit and a grime. Yeah. Like, hell yeah. But yeah, it's been a great ride. And I'm so happy to see it in the direct market. What's that been like? I was doing this to you say, I laughed earlier because you were like, start publishing other people's comics, right? That's when comics get scary and heavy and shit gets nuts. And like, that's what we're doing, or that's what Prana is doing. They're direct market aggregators. And I wasn't always involved in that team. Like, I helped make some graphics and edited videos and we did like press releases and shit. But it is a lot when you're taking other people's books and then putting them out there. And we tried to do more than a lot of. I'm not gonna fucking wax these guys' balls after I left. Anyway, sorry, I'm not gonna fucking bring you more. Anyway, I just brought them 2 clients right before I quit. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm so stupid. Anyway, Tommy, Dark Regards by Dave Hill. I'm pulling this up. I have not read it. Have you guys read this?
I have not. Not heard of it.
The cover's fucking dope. Look at this. I know you shouldn't judge a book by the cover, but that's rad.
Yeah.
Is it going to show me preview art? Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Who's got colors? Sorry, John. Didn't mean to step on your toes. That's a good looking book.
Oni Press. I love Oni Press.
Oni's
that
good,
was designed by Winston Gamro.
Oh, cool. Oh, is that what Winston does? I didn't really know what he did at Oni.
I don't know if he does all their books, but he does a lot.
Matt also works at Oni.
Nice.
Yeah, we have free promotion, Matt. You're welcome. Tommy, I'm gonna have to check this out. Matt, hook your boy up. Send your boy a copy of this book so I can read it.
It's been a good experience. I'll tell you though.
Pay for comics. Oh, sorry, John. I didn't mean to scream over you.
I was going to say, as far as working with Massive in the direct market, it's been great. It's been a roller coaster ride, as you could imagine. Everything, that can go wrong will go wrong. And when you have a bunch of people involved, shipping delays, wrong books get there, all kinds of stuff. But no, it's been good. I will say without the support of Kickstarter, it would be an absolute colossal financial disaster. We did very well in the first issue, and like a lot, the drop off to issue 2 was quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we've kind of got things paid for on that end. So it's really just kind of getting this retail market print run out there. And then we hope, we overprinted a little. So I hope that as people pick it up in the shops, maybe other people go back and reorder it. But, it's been good enough. But without, the Kickstarter base with the finances, I probably wouldn't have made it past the first, arc.
Wow.
But yeah, but Massive has been great. They're super responsive. It's the best way you want to do this, right? They hand you a contract that says, for this much percentage, we will get you in the Lunar catalog. We will promote you. You handle everything else. So it's really, you have total control. But then for some people, maybe that's not what they want, right? They want more help with marketing or design. They don't do any of that. You got to be able to do it all. And they do not suffer any fools. I'll tell you that much too. They expect you to know a bit about final order cutoff dates and, how to get things to distributors. And I'm fortunate that I have tons of friends who've done it. So that helped. But had I not, or had I been new to this, I would have been totally lost, because it's a whole interworking web. And if you delay that web, there's a lot of panicked emails saying, where's the book and what's this? And if you weren't ready for that, but again, I've had other peers along the way always help me. I didn't even know how to make a UPC code when I started this, so it was. I don't know how to
do that either. I've heard people talk about it. I've never had.
Now I can teach you when you do your.
Nice. I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up one day, freaking out because I don't know how to do something like.
When you do Glizzy the magazine.
Yeah, that'll go well. That'll go well.
It's been great, and I'm glad. Drumsticks of Doom is a pretty easy pitch to people, so. I did have to, submit it to Massive, and they were interested in that and one other book. But for now, this is the only one with enough issues in the can where I can kind of keep things moving, because they definitely want to have 2 or 3 issues already built up before you start soliciting.
Speaking of soliciting, Tommy's out here being a good retailer, reminding people that the trade of Dark Regards is out, and he's also got. Tommy, I can't remember what your shop's called. I'm sorry if you want to shout it out in the chat. Make someone drive to you, get that 1 in 50 variant.
Shout it out.
Blood in the ink. More people should do blood in the ink. How come you guys don't do blood in your ink? You should put your kids' blood in the ink.
Because it's about your kids.
Here, honey.
I was thinking about doing alligator blood or something, and something cool like that. But
that's crazy. That's awesome. The aggregation deal is interesting to me, because that's one of the reasons why they were doing stuff like they were at Prana, was helping and sourcing out stuff, and kind of being just having, we had hand holding options, right? And it's great. A lot of people need that hand holding process. You'd be surprised. I've met people that can design a whole book in InDesign. And I opened InDesign the other day, and I immediately closed it because I was like, this is stupid and I don't understand it. But I've met people that can design a whole beautiful book in InDesign, but have trouble on a video chat, pulling up, finding settings, and walking them through stuff, and so it's funny, what some people are really good at, and then what some people struggle with. So yeah, there's definitely a market out there for,
that's the joy of having, a diverse team. And that would be the great thing about being at a publisher someday, because I'll tell you, I did not sign up, to be an expert on, editing videos and open shot to put on Kickstarter and all this stuff that I really don't have. That's not my strength. It's just, I struggle with a lot of that too, like you said, Blake. And so there's definitely value in it, and having somebody like Winston, I could give him a credits page and he knocks it out in 20 minutes and it's the most beautiful thing. And I sit there all day in Photoshop trying to, get the letter to do what I want.
I figured you would be good at that because there's so much crossover with lettering and design. But that's interesting. So you struggle with like, not like a comic page layout, but like like trade dress layout. And like you said, like the credits page and indicia and stuff with that page. Wow.
Yep. That, it takes me a long time. And I often, once I kind of get one built, I utilize that one over and over again because it's just difficult. It just takes me forever too. So it's just I'm not in there enough, but I've been doing it for 15 years. I've been in Photoshop, every week of my life for the last.
That's encouraging. You've done it for 15 years and you're still slow at it. I'm learning it right now.
It's a lot to learn. It is a whole different language,
Dude,
but thank God
what I don't like,
wasn't for YouTube, I really be sunk.
Yeah. Oh, so I love that there's a tutorial for everything. I literally found a tutorial for how to mock a fucking acrylic standee. I took a cover and masked the art off of it and then added a stroke and manipulated the stroke to look like plastic. And then I went and found a real acrylic standee and like a high res product picture. And I like cropped the base off and fake put the base on. Anyway, like I made a fucking mock. But even when you like watch the tutorials, it's like you watch a tutorial and you're like, oh, okay. And then like I try to do something and I'm like, wait, fuck, how did I do that? And it's just I keep learning all this new stuff, and then it's like forget
you do it a million times over. And again, there's value in that, right? If no human brain can maintain every different thing, that's why it's good to have people that you can reach out to. Like I've said to you before, I can't even make, like you made me the graphic for YouTube. You whip that out in 2 seconds because you're in there and you got it memorized, and I sit in there all day, trying to.
I can make a pretty good thumbnail. That's one thing I learned. The job I left and the show I produced, like they got a lot of my good thumbnails. Like I made some really great like thumbnails for that show. By the way, Matt's saying that the blood and the ink was a serious process. I hope I remember this next week because I would like to talk about it. That's interesting. And if you're interested in this blood and the ink variant, Mulligan's Cards and Collectibles in Richmond, Virginia has one.
Hey.
If you're in the area, you go swing by, tell Tommy Blake sent you, he'll give you $50 off. That was a joke. It was a joke. He will not do that. But tell him Blake sent you. Tell him Blake sent you. He won't give you a goddamn thing. I love you, Tommy. That's so cool. So yeah, I'm glad that's working out. Because there's been, there's been, since all the aggregators started coming out, there's a few people doing it, helping people get into the direct market. We're starting to see recently, not everybody's happy, and there's some bad news and bad, anyway. So,
and I was hesitant to do it at first too, but then, I said they were pretty upfront with the contract. The other contracts I've been offered before were very like shady and very manipulative, or whatever you want to say, very predatory language. And theirs was not. It was like, hey, you put out an issue. This is what we charge to solicit it. This is what we charge, per issue sold. If that doesn't work out for you, you can pull the plug at any time. So what better situation to enter into than that, right? I'll give it a shot and see. And I want to be open about it because I do think sometimes in the business we're worried about ruffling feathers, or one contract I was offered, they made me sign an NDA before I even read it. So you knew you were going to get the most predatory garbage you ever read in your life. So again, the fact that they were very upfront and they were like, this is, we want to help you, but you're going to have to do a lot of the work on the back end. And if it doesn't work out for you, then we'll part ways. Why not give it a chance? And I'm very grateful for it. It probably, it won't make Part-Time Comics a Fortune 500 company, but my hope is that more readers come back to the Kickstarters, get the other books. And, that's what I'm hoping to build with it. And I think if that's the attitude you have going into it, because I definitely learned how small the margins are in comics, right? Every percentage you take off is like huge. So when you're only getting 32% of each book, you have to really move a lot of books to make that worthwhile. And we're doing well. I'm very happy with where the numbers are at, but it wouldn't be enough again to sustain just direct market sales. So we'll definitely still be on Kickstarter for the foreseeable future.
I'm just happy. I really like that blend because I think it's all comics. That was one of the things that they talked about at Comics Pro was like the Square Enix people gave their presentation, and it was Morgan. I can't remember Morgan's last name. She's amazing. But like she stood up there and she said, manga are comics, and everybody screamed and roared and shit. Everybody felt it and agreed, and I was like, fuck yeah, like it was a cool feeling. And it's just it's all one thing: Kickstarter, manga, crowdfunding, direct market. It's all comics, and we're all trying to make stuff. We're all trying to distract from the chaos,
the horrors of life.
Yeah, the horrors of life. We're all just trying not to get hit by goddamn Iranian missile, right? That's all I'm trying to do. I'm in Missouri. I don't have to worry. You guys live on the fucking coast. I'm sorry.
I'm in the middle too. I think we're okay.
Might get smacked by a drone. I don't know. I'm be eating hot dogs in Kansas City while the world burns down. I don't give a shit.
We're all going there.
I do give a shit.
But to Tommy's point in the chat, there's some crossover with Kickstarter, but you're right. Not everybody, most of the comic audience does not shop on Kickstarter or even the internet in general. They want to go in their shop. They want to buy their books, or maybe they do have an online retailer and they go through the solicit. So that I'm again incredibly grateful. I'm getting the book in front of the eyes of tons of people who would never, no matter how much I push it on the internet, they would never find it. So it's been cool.
You doing retailer outreach on your own?
A little bit. Not a lot.
Oh, wow. Who's too good to talk to retailers, John?
It's more like the time, right? Like I have a couple that I have contacts with that I'll contact them. But I do think, honestly, you probably would have a better response if you had somebody who could, if I could call 300 shops every month it's in the thing, I would definitely want to do that. But it's too time consuming, with the day job and everything.
No, that's crazy. I was just kind of thinking like, I wonder if that's could that be a service? Like I'll call
absolutely
100 retailers for you. God, that would suck though. I would like, you need like a comic book call center. Just for like, you do 20, you do 20.
It would be rich.
Yeah.
And there's been a couple guys pop up that's, swear by they have, 40 or 50 retailers that they're in good contact with. And I'm hoping to build that through this, but so far, I've only got about a half a dozen that I really, I feel like I want to have at least some interaction with you outside of the cold call of, hey, buy my book,
The David Papose always talked about, like, when he does Kickstarter, because Oz 3 is going to come eventually, but he keeps getting all these amazing gigs. So I get why it's not here yet. Like I wouldn't be like, I'm not going to write Speed Racer. I'm going to do my own book. God damn it. Like I'll be like, yeah, let's do this. So, I no blaming him, but Oz 3 is going to come out eventually. And I'm wondering, because he did a lot of interviews for Oz 2, but he still didn't. He's got quite a bit more notoriety now, with all like his presence at Dynamite and stuff, and Dynamite. People, you can have your opinion about the covers and stuff they put out, but this nostalgia IP that they're marketing on, they're putting good creatives behind it. So like they're putting out sick books of like stuff we loved as a kid. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, didn't he just do Space Ghost for them?
Yeah, he did. He's still doing Space Ghost. Like volume 2, I think, just came out, and then Speed Racer is with Mad Cave. Oops. Just kidding. I know what I'm talking about sometimes. But yeah, anyway. But so yeah, but I'm wondering if he'll do the deal of like Sean brought this up, and Dave did like 40 interviews in a 30-day Kickstarter. And I remember because the second time I interviewed him, because we kind of hit it off the first time, and we stay in touch kind of every now and then. I talk to him, and we were talking, and he was like, oh, Blake, I'm tired, man. He was like, you're my third interview, and I was like, fuck, man. I was like, I gotta like step it up, that's a lot,
I mean, going back to our first subject where you talked about setting limits, and I kind of got to that point. I know John was saying it was also expounded on because of a tough time in his life, but really I've kind of come to that point as I've gotten older. I joke with you all the time, like, oh, your show's on too late, or Travis Gibb all the time, no, I can't come on. But I've really had to set those boundaries for myself, because I end up making the rest of the week miserable or burning myself out, because it's just harder after a certain age when you're working all day, you have kids and family, to get that energy up, because like you said, you don't want to show up to the show and be like, okay, that's my book. You know what I mean? So that's another example, kind of looping it back around in our conversation. You have to know your own limits, right? And yes, you do need to push yourself, right? Because that's what we want to do to achieve more. We have to, but when you've really reached your wall, listen to yourself, listen to your body, listen to that inner voice and say, you know what? Maybe 3 a day is too much. Maybe 6 a week is too much. Because you only have so much, energy in the day to be, and you'll end up, selling yourself short or giving a bad impression if you're just trying to do interviews for the sake of, cramming them in,
Yeah. No,
I say that and I'm
You're
still squandering in the.
You're up late. You're up late on my show after complaining about my show being too late. Yeah, no, cool. I just ruined
you. I can't.
Sorry, I ruined John Westhoff's week. Everybody, apologies to John's wife and kids.
Already ruined because you're not going to be here, so I might as well be a bum.
Oh yeah, you're gonna let us. You're gonna be at C2E2 this weekend. What like table info? But what are you special plans? You doing
W for Westhoff 25.
Nice.
They declined. I submitted a panel on the horrors of self-publishing and they declined it.
I thought you were going to end at the horrors of self and I was like, fuck me, dude.
We'll get
like, let's get C2E2.
They declined and I did not get invited to any other panels yet, but we'll see if I can sneak one in on the weekend.
I just always get excited when we talk about cocaine on my show because I used to have a problem.
Every time.
I didn't do it this time. Matt brought it up. Agreed. Don't smoke. I never did crack. I just did blow in the bathroom in high school. It's fine. And way after high school. I did it the other day. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't done it in a long time. But it's weird. Like it's like quitting cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't drink anymore. But every New Year's Eve, because that when I was younger, that was like you always wanted to blow on New Year's Eve, right? Oh my God, especially when we worked in the bar, because it was just like, how are we going to survive this night if we don't all have cocaine? It was like a work requirement, right? Boy, how life has changed. Anyway, so but yeah, we always New Year's Eve is forever like associated with cocaine to me, and so every New Year's Eve, I'm like, it would make this New Year more fun, and it's like, no, Blake, bad. just Shut up.
You're not about that life anymore, young man.
I'm not, dude. I'm not. Well, first, I wouldn't, even if I had money to blow. But it kills rich people now. Like, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not going to. That's just embarrassing. Like, that's all I need is like someone to find me dead in my dead naked on my parents' floor with like porn playing in the back. What happened last night? Anyway,
there's no other way for you to go out.
Yeah, that's a great way to end the show, though. I'll tell you that much.
John, you're on the East Coast, right? It's real late for him.
Yeah. I mean, I stay up late. It's no big deal. I don't mind.
All right. So honestly, guys, this was so fun. John, I really, really appreciate you coming in last minute. I appreciate it. I do real quick. I just want to shout out the campaign that I'm running, Sold to the Berserkers. Ooh. This has full penetration. I was very shocked when I was reading the preview. I've seen some smutty books and some titty books, right? But this is totally different. But it's fully painted. The artist usually does. Lucas Strati usually does covers only. And he's been working on this. It's taken a very, very long time for him to paint this first issue. But we just dropped this $60 metal variant. We just dropped that today. You get this, so you get this is a sexy print. I actually cropped that and did all that in Photoshop myself. Pretty happy with that. We're doing these vellum prints that like. I guess this is big on Book Talk. You take the vellum and it's almost you use it like a bookmark, but you can kind of see the words behind it. And then they take a picture for Bookstagram. We got those, and you get them with titties on them too. Ain't that neat? And then you get this sexy coaster. But it's a reverse
Who doesn't want the sexy coaster?
Oh wait, no, it's a magnet actually. So you can put it on your refrigerator. So when you're thirsty, you get thirstier. Anyway, it's a reverse harem tale, which is, I guess, woman to dude weirdness. I think that's what I was told, or something like that. But she gets kind of bought from a trader, and it's it's all consensual. Like they all get there. They ask permission and stuff. Though there's no like, it's not like a, anyway, but she can calm the beast in these two berserk. She has like this power. These two warriors kind of like found her from a witch's prophecy, right? They're fucking werewolves, right? So John, they're werewolves and they fuck, but they don't fucking wolf form yet. I don't know. Maybe they do one day. I don't know. We didn't have that. But look, but for real, look, Luca's art is ridiculous. This is all hand painted. Like he's not digital. These are hand painted interiors. So it's very, very, very gorgeous artwork. And then this is where it gets fun. I had to start censoring stuff. and it gets like, we had to censor a lot of stuff sometimes. Like, but there's a lot of fucking, but the writing's really good. It's Elise Savino is the author. She's got this huge Berserker series that's like the Berserkers through different time periods. So this is like the first adaptation. Russell Nolte helped her adapt the script. So the writing's phenomenal. And the reason this is popping off is because Lee's a best-selling author. She's got this huge audience. They all love it. And so we're actually getting a lot of book people on the Kickstarter that are kind of getting excited for smutty comics, which is pretty dope.
Nice.
But anyway, we've got safe for work versions, not safe for work versions. This is rad because Stefan Sedgwick did a cover for it, which is pretty sick, pretty big time. You can get that. And
holy crap!
If you get this, these are the other covers, which are great. There's also the prose edition with some illustrations you can get of Lee's original stuff. By the way, can you tell I just got Photoshop because I'm mocking fucking everything, mocking shit all day. But if you get the box actually comes with a metal version of Stepan's cover and everything. That's like $100. They're hand numbered. We're not limiting them, so they're not going to sell out. But however many get made, we're going to hand number them, cap it off at that, which is pretty cool. And then we're doing some prose stuff that Lee did on Kickstarter. This is prose, but it's her omnibuses, kind of like all her stories together, which is rad. You can get her stuff digitally. This is the new acrylic standee and the metal variant. So yeah, and then I even, we got some new to Kickstarter people on here. So I put through some directions in here to help people. They have to change a tier or change an add-on. I'll show you how you can get that stuff. Here's an example of the vellum. You can kind of see the page through it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I
seen a Daredevil artist edition that did that.
Oh, nice.
You could see where they overlaid stuff, and that was cool.
But it didn't have Matt's dick out though.
Well, it's Frank Miller, so maybe
who knows? But yeah, so it's very cool. And then here's the team that worked on it. All the stuff goes through Laguna Studios. Laguna's done almost 50 campaigns now. They're a fulfillment house. Like you'll get everything. All this fancy, pretty stuff you buy is going to come safe, so you can come safe. Anyway, well, that was weird. That was a lot.
Hey,
sorry, I made a cum joke. It's late. Sorry. So it's not a kid's show. I don't know if you guys knew this is not a kid's show. I may wear a hot dog hat, but it's not a kid's show. You know what this needs? It needs a fucking propeller on it. Oh. If I had a hot dog hat with a propeller on it, I just probably wouldn't have to quit my job. I feel life probably would have been different. Anyway,
the original fidget spinner.
Ty says a lot like the old Bible pages, which were also great for rolling joints. I don't know if you ever smoked a Bible joint, but be blessed. All right, Sean, let us know social media stuff, places to follow you. Hit us with all that good Sean Wood stuff.
Yeah, so Facebook, X, Blue Sky, even Reddit. TikTok-ish, I guess. But I'm Sean Wood _writer everywhere you can find me. If you want to reach out, talk about my comics, just talk about the process, talk about just comics in general. I'm all here for it. I love talking about all this stuff. I wish I could do this all day long, honestly. And one thing I didn't mention earlier too was I have one of these, which is my handmade Recon statue. It's my personal one. I put that on the campaign yesterday. So there's one of these left. It is made. It's at my house now, so you have no worries to not know that's not coming. That's on the campaign now, and that's
hold that up again, Sean. I made you.
How did you make that?
So I didn't make it. Actually, somebody, Carissa is one of her friends. Of course, she's
it was Carissa.
Yeah, exactly. Merch queen.
My God, yeah, she
reached out to somebody, and he actually does like
that's insane.
Disney stuff and stuff, and there's like wires for
Oh, man,
Recon
that's
here.
insane.
I don't know if you can really see it, but yeah. And there's like plastic pieces he added to it for the ears, and metal pieces back here. It's pretty legit. So
I would not want to sell that.
I'm saying some back Sean's book, he's selling this cool
Yeah.
stuff.
I sold 4 of them on the last campaign for Recon, and I wasn't gonna put it up, but now I'm putting it up just to make sure that I can get to that funding at the end.
Gotcha.
It's worth it.
Damn.
The book is more worth it to me than anything else to get that out there in the world. So yeah, so that's there too.
You guys talking about Carissa Grant, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like she used to have like pillows and all sort of like knitted stuff, like always surprised, and would sell, like her backers would like eat that shit up, would like sell, like it all sold real well for her too. That's cool. Yeah, merch is important. I really, the merch and the little knickknack stuff, I know it's a pain in the ass, I know it all comes with a production cost, but it's part of Kickstarter. You don't have to go crazy on it, but it's something you should
but
think
I was
about.
definitely, like I said, I was the old man. I hated variant covers, I hate all that shit, and you got to learn to, it's let the backers choose what they want to buy, let them have fun. You'll have fun with it.
Oh yeah,
you can't always be the grumpy old man all the
time. Sean, you just got one up by Tommy. He's got a buddy with a Madman doll made by Mike Allred's mom.
Wow.
That is ridiculous. See, my life will just never be that cool. I'll never have something like that neat. Maybe one, I don't know. I guess I'll have my experience and the friends I made along the way. Which is priceless. All right, Sean, we kind of interrupted you there. I didn't mean to. Well, you interrupted us with your amazing robot, and I got distracted. But so we got the Kickstarter, the social media. So you got a TikTok. I keep thinking about getting on TikTok, but I deleted it because of the rampant the badness. Right? I don't care. Steal my data. I don't care. Like I'm not. Whatever. But I just didn't want I didn't want like Donald Trump's boot in my mouth the whole time, right? And I heard that the propaganda kind of took over. Long story short, there's always been a really, really cool, engaging and kind comic book community on TikTok. Is that still around?
I mean, I don't put a lot. That's why I barely said the TikTok thing. I'm just still promoting just like I do everything else. I don't do any of the live videos or anything like that. But I mean, I do get a good amount of comments. I don't know if it really translates towards the Kickstarter and everything like that, but it's still another way to engage and get it out there. So yeah, I'm all for every avenue I could possibly do, especially on the cheap. So,
nice. Well, and it's free to make your own. Well, basically free to make your own content and post it on social media. Tommy says it's still around, so maybe we should all think about getting back on TikTok. He scrolls TikTok a lot, and it's very positive. Cool, awesome. Man. God damn, liberal news media tricked me again.
Well, it's still, it's not quite successful that Twitter is, but it doesn't mean it's not going to get there.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Awesome, Sean. I always, dude, I love having you on my show, and you always end with that same note of that you're always there for people to reach out to if they have questions, which I always think is wonderful. And then fucking sucks for John and I because we have to offer the same hand. Like, yeah, we'll be here if you have a question. No, I'm just kidding. But I love, again, one of the best parts about this community is that there are creators that maybe have done 1 or 2 campaigns, but they'll tell you, what they did wrong on that first one and how they fixed it on the second one, which is oftentimes priceless advice. There are people that will help you walk through shipping, navigate international shipping, what they did. There are professional shipping places that I recently found out that never heard a fucking pirate ship. Okay. And I saved someone a lot of money because I found out about pirate ship and their simple export rate. So, anyway, there's a great community, and I really encourage anybody, if you're thinking about doing your first campaign, or if you're doing your first campaign and you're worried or you have just reach out, talk to some people. You see a cool comic on Kickstarter, like hit them up. First, tell them their comic book looks cool. See if they want to cross promote, but lead with that though. Like, hey, your comic looks really cool. Don't just blind message someone and be like, back my book, be personal about it. But there's a community that will help you, long story short. And I'm one of them. I've made jokes tonight about, stealing ideas and charging people for them. And I will sure as fuck do that. But I will, like, if you have questions, I will help you. If your questions turn into an hour and a half conversation, we're eventually gonna have to shut it down and talk about like something else. But I like a few questions. I've hopped on calls before. I'm always happy to help comics get made one way or another, because I don't often feel like a smart guy, but I've done a lot in this industry in the last 5 years, and especially in the last couple, along the lines of like production and like making books. So anyways, offer stands. Just if you reach out, subscribe to my YouTube. That's all I ask. And stay subscribed. Don't just like do it and then I talk to you and you unsubscribe like a prick. No, I'm just kidding. I'll take it. It's subscribe and unsubscribe. Do it 5 times. I don't care. John, what hit us up with your social medias and stuff like that. And I also you just did a Substack live stream tonight. I want real like what's that like, and is that worth sniffing around in?
I am Part-Time Comics is on all the social medias except for I finally abandoned Twitter. We used to do well on there, but it's not the same. But yeah, I do post on TikTok. I still enjoy social media. I'm one of the weirdos who still does. So please, like Blake said, people helped me along the way. I'm always happy to help people. Never be hesitant to reach out. Like Blake said, I might not be able to talk to you for 2-3 hours, but I can at least point you in the right direction. But yeah, the Substack really moved over because I needed a mailing list, but I've been doing more lives there. It's like a mailing list plus, so you can like engage your audience directly. So I think it's been great. That's been one of the best things that we found in the last year in this difficult time to really get the message out there. Substack it's been pretty good.
Mailing lists are very, 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 say it one more time, very important. It is ridiculous what a good mailing list can do. Like what one email blast, and then you watch a Kickstarter page and it goes up a few $100, or a pre-launch page, like Laguna's mailing list. Every time we set up a pre-launch page, Lori sends out an email blast. And I swear to God, it's like a second later. It's not a second. It's usually like the next day, but we're at 100 followers. And sometimes I've been on campaigns where you got to fucking fight for 100 pre-launch followers, man.
Absolutely. Every time I fight for 100.
Yeah. So it's having that mailing list, like it really, really helps. And Substack curates that into a easily manageable form. If you're on Substack and decide to leave one day, you can export that mailing list. Or even if you wanted to use MailChimp for some reason because you like spending too much money, you could like go do that. MailChimp is cool. They just keep raising their prices. They're like the Netflix of email campaigns, so they're allowed to. Matt says we're great. He wants to be better. We already are. I thought maybe I guess not. Anyway, thanks, Matt. Yeah. So Substack is cool. That's one of the things I want to start doing. We're already halfway through the year. Good God. No, we're not. It's March. I can't add. It's okay. We'll get there one day. But it feels like we're already halfway through. But I want to start doing more on Substack because I noticed a difference when I would do like a weekly post. I would post like something about food, something about I read, and then I would remind people of the show last week and the new show this week. I was a little more schedule-y planning about it. And I definitely noticed an uptick in clicks and show views and views, not necessarily the live views, but like after I got hired, like people would watch it later or go back and watch last week's when I dropped. Anyway, it's a community that's hungry. They like to read. They like the notifications. They like the apps. It's got its own kind of social media, so you can post long form, short form stuff. It's very cool. And it's got a nice little comic book community too. It's different. You got to kind of learn. It's another social media to learn, but it does give you that organic mailing list right off the bat, and it's free. So yeah, I'll check it out.
Free.
And then where are you at again in C2E2?
W25. I'm in Artist Alley for the first time in 10 years. I'm finally back. Couldn't resist it this time. The price keeps going up, but if you want to sling these books, you got to be at the big shows, right?
It definitely helps. I just the shows I've gone to from a professional standpoint, and like I haven't even really got to unpack the networking I did in California. I've got like a big bag of like business cards I need to kind of just go through and send emails. Just be like, hey, it's Blake from Cal. I just kind of see what happens. But I gave out a bunch of business cards too. I haven't got any emails. But that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, it's the networking. The networking is a big deal, and I saw it make wave for like, especially like retail, like talking to retailers about like some of the books we were working with, and like friends at Recon Comics. They have a cool book called The Future Is. And you know, they had a round table at Comics Pro, and they handed out some fancy upgraded hardcovers of the first trade, and you know, kind of got some retailers into it. And so yeah, it's the shows are important. I know they're very expensive, and they're hard, you know, traveling and everything else, but you don't have to travel that far. At least you're there.
Nope. I'm able to stay. I'm only 30 minutes from Chicago, so it's perfect. Nice. It's my home show, so I'm looking forward to it. I'll let you know how we do. I'll eat a hot dog on your behalf.
Oh yeah, everybody in Chicago eat a hot dog for Blake, and then DM me and tell me how it tastes.
Well, you enjoy playing at Comic-Con as a free man. Do what you want to do there.
Yeah, I will. Yes.
Next time, I look forward to the next time you need a guest, and you can contact me an hour before the show, and I'll be back on again.
You know, you're allowed to reach out and be like, "Hey, Blake, I got a campaign live. If you ever want to come on too." You know? But no, I like keeping you in my back pocket, John Westhoff. You're nice to have back there.
I'm here for you. No, I do appreciate it though. I got to get better about scheduling these things.
No, dude, we all do, obviously. Well, I mean, I really didn't. I thank you for everybody who tuned in tonight, by the way. We had a nice little crowd. People were leaving comments. Really, really appreciate it. But a lot of you probably were some of the nice people who reached out to me to make sure I was okay. That was really, really cool. I'm going to be okay. I still worry about if I did the right thing or not, you know? The magazine was really cool, and, you know, walking away from it feels like one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever done in my life. And I wasn't even like a big part of the team. I just did like social media. I didn't even get to go to the meetings and stuff. They were just like, all right, Blake, put that on the refrigerator, bud. But I was like, part of it. I was kind of in it. But you know, walking around like in California, like handing out the issue to like famous to us people, like that was rad. So yeah, you guys know me. I love to chase clout. So I'll be chasing that high for a while. I think it'll be a very long time before I experience anything like Comics Pro. And part of that has nothing to do with the job and everything to do with how magical that community
anyway, so why not bow out, you know, when you're at the peak, you know?
True. Yeah. I George Costanza did. Right. It's just like, I made everybody laugh and bounced out. But I thank you, everybody who reached out and stuff. Like, it always means a lot. You know, I try to give back to the community when I can, but I don't think I'll ever be able to give back the way this community is given to me. So like, thank you. And I'm going to cry. So we're going to end the show. And I hope everybody comes back next week, because Rockstar designer and indie creator Matt Harding will be back on the show. It's going to be great. And somebody else will probably be here too, but I don't know because we got to schedule some guests, and I'm not good at scheduling shit. Sean, John, I hope you guys have a great weekend, whatever you end up doing, whether you're at a convention or pizza parlor or Best Buy. I don't know what you guys do on the fucking weekends. Oh, everybody was great. Tommy, it was good talking to you, bud. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate everybody. I mother buzzing love all of you. Okay. Thank you for being a part of my life, my digital life, my nerd life, and giving me all the support. We'll be back next week. If I see you in Kansas City at Planet Comic-Con, find the weirdo in the hot dog hat.